Good evening, everyone. My name is Maria Southmaid, and today I'm excited to present Cognitive Frontiers, AI-driven neurotechnology to enhance media discernment in education. This presentation explores how we can prepare students for a future shaped by emerging technologies, especially artificial intelligence and neurotechnology, by enhancing their media literacy and critical awareness. As we navigate today's digital landscape, one of the most pressing concerns is the rise of misinformation and the increasing presence of synthetic media such as deepfakes. These aren't just front issues anymore. They're reshaping how people perceive truth and engage with information. Traditional media literacy models, while once sufficient, are no longer enough. They don't account for the complexities of AI-curated content, algorithmic bias, and rapidly generated media that can blur the lines between fact and fiction. That's why students need more than just fact-checking skills. They need cognitive discernment, the ability to detect, analyze, and thoughtfully respond to manipulated or misleading content. In response, education systems must evolve quickly. We need to embed AI literacy and ethical reasoning into our curricula now, not later, so students can thrive in this rapidly changing media environment. This study explores how AI-driven neurotechnologies, including tools like brain-computer interfaces, can enhance teaching and learning across K-12 and higher education. At the core of this research is a desire to better understand how emerging technologies might help students develop critical thinking and digital discernment skills that are urgently needed in today's age of misinformation, deepfakes, and algorithmic content curation. I also aim to propose ethical and equity-centered frameworks that can guide responsible technology use, ensuring that innovation in education doesn't come at the cost of privacy, autonomy, or inclusion. Finally, the project envisions adaptive pedagogical strategies, teaching methods that respond to learners' cognitive needs in AI-enhanced media environments. In grounding this project, I draw from a variety of scholarly perspectives that address both educational innovation and ethical responsibility. Rogau and Shalivska emphasize that media literacy must now evolve to include AI fluency and digital discernment, equipping students to detect bias, misinformation, and manipulation. Ghani and colleagues argue for the integration of AI concepts directly into curricula, preparing students not just for careers, but for digital citizenship. Casal Ortero's team introduced global competency frameworks, such as AI for K-12, which helps standardize AI literacy efforts across regions. On the neuroethics side, Levanis and collaborators raised key concerns around identity, autonomy, and justice in the use of brain-computer interfaces, or BCIs. Finally, Sun and Yi offer the concept of precision governance, proposing that ethical management of BCIs must differentiate between readout, which is what's being monitored, and write-ins of what's being influenced. Together, these works shape the ethical scaffolding and academic foundation for this research. To explore this topic, I conducted a speculative literature review, which allowed me to synthesize existing empirical findings, theoretical frameworks, and ethical analysis while also envisioning future applications in education. This approach is intentionally interdisciplinary, drawing from education, neuroscience, and technology policy. By integrating these areas, the study creates a well-rounded understanding of how AI neurotechnologies could enhance learning while maintaining ethical boundaries. The goal was not to test single hypotheses, but to construct a holistic framework, one that evaluates how media literacy, critical thinking, and cognitive tools intersect in AI-enhanced education. Finally, the research takes a future-focused perspective using speculative inquiry to anticipate emerging trends, ethical dilemmas, and policy implications as neurotechnologies become more common in the classroom. This slide highlights key findings from the literature that shapes the foundation of this project. First, AI fluency is now essential. Rogau and Shalivska emphasize that traditional media literacy alone no longer equips students to navigate algorithmic manipulations or misinformation. Next, embedding AI into curricula significantly boosts students' critical thinking and digital discernment. Ghani and colleagues found that K-12 and higher ed settings saw meaningful gains in engagement and conceptual depth when AI tools were integrated. Third, Cassell-Otero points out the importance of global competency frameworks like AI for K-12, which offer structured, equitable access to AI education, helping to level the playing field. Finally, Sakar and Ghosh demonstrate that AI-enhanced tools such as fact-checking bots and automated verifiers can actively amplify students' cognition by improving their ability to evaluate and challenge digital content responsibly. Altogether, the literature supports the case for integrating AI literacy not just as a tech skill, but as a cognitive ethical imperative. This slide highlights key insights from neuroethical literature regarding brain-computer interfaces, or BCIs, in education. Researchers like Alana Buchan, Gordon, and Seth explore the potential cognitive benefits of BCIs, such as improving attention, memory, and discernment. But they also stress the need for cautious, evidence-based implementation. Ethical concerns loom large. Levanis and colleagues emphasize the risk to autonomy, identity, and cognitive freedom, especially among students whose developmental agency is still forming. Another issue is the risk of cognitive homogenization, a kind of one-size-fits-all thinking. If neurotechnology is deployed without diversity in design or access. Sun and Yi warn of data privacy threats in learning environments, especially regarding brain data collection, and call for precision governance, meaning we must clearly distinguish between read-out technologies that monitor brain activity and write-in technologies that could influence cognition. Across the literature, there's a strong call for regulatory safeguards before integrating BCIs into education practice. Without them, premature adoption could have unintended educational or psychological consequences. So what can we do? First, we need to integrate AI neurotech literacy into curricula, not just in tech classes, but across subjects. Second, we must promote equity and inclusion, ensuring all learners, not just the privileged, benefit from these innovations. And third, we need ethical policy development, involving stakeholders in the creation of transparent, responsible guidelines for educational technology use. The reality is, AI and neurotechnology are no longer future possibilities. They are current educational challenges. This calls for a paradigm shift. Educators must develop ethical frameworks to guide tech integration, empower students as critical, digitally literate citizens, and embrace a new model of learning that supports cognitive autonomy in tech-mediated environments. These aren't optional upgrades, they are essential imperatives for preparing future-ready learners. If you'd like to read the full paper, you can scan the QR code on the slide or visit the provided link. And if you're interested in further discussion, collaboration, or just want to exchange ideas, you can reach me at maria.southmaid@gmail.com. Thank you so much for your time and attention.